And a prime example, moving into our last segment of the day, we have a diversity hire right here as press secretary to the leader of the free world. And we've all seen how she answers the questions. She's never clear. She's going to say she's clear. She reads through her binder, never answers their questions. The press is fully known for a long time that they don't get their questions answered. It actually got brought up in this press briefing of her not answering questions once again. I heard some rumor out there that she's being sued by one of the reporters for not taking questions or something along those lines. So it's a bunch of shenanigans. But here we have Peter Doocy of Fox News getting a multiple of questions in here. And just watch how she answers it, folks. It literally goes hand in hand with what Joe Grun was talking about. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Thank you. I have a question about the Willow Project in Alaska. What's more important to President Biden, improving energy security or reducing fossil fuels?
So, first of all, it doesn't have to be one or the other, right?
Well,
we can try to be both.
In 2019, I guarantee you we're going to end fossil fuel. So this project would just be dead, right?
So here's what I can say about that.
Did you see her facial reaction when he brought up the exact quote of the president? I mean, that's what he literally campaigned on when he was running for president. We're going to remove the fossil fuel industry. And he's proven that's exactly what he wants to do. And now that things are going south because a lot of people are paying up the wazoo here at the gas pump, regardless of what state you're in, and shipping stuff to China, of which Hunter Biden supposedly has investments in from our petroleum reserve. That's for national or natural disasters here in the United States. So you can help those localities and states get up off their feet. No, we're selling it to China. Our stuff. We're going to China with it. So now that gas prices have gone through the roof, our standard of living has gone through the roof, our inflation has gone through the roof. I mean, everything is just ridiculous right now. Now he's backpedaling, and that's why you saw at the State of the Union going, oh, well, we need gas for another 10 years or so. Yeah, no bleep, Sherlock. We're going to need it for a lot longer than that. You can't just take an entire nation off of fossil fuels in the matter of like 10 years. But this is the guy running the show. And then the people that he hires are just like him, a bunch of idiots running the show. I mean, he literally sat there on live television in front of our entire Congress going, I think we need gas for another 10 years. Yes, we do, you idiot. But this is what he's going to push here. And then there's people out there. I mean, this is the most remarkable thing. Not the fact that a dollar that doesn't have this working up here said such a knucklehead thing, but there's actual knuckleheads out there going, oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. We should get rid of the fossil fuel industry. And that's why people like AOC get elected that sit there and say that the world is going to get destroyed in 12 years, that we're all going to be dead and gone, and pushes this Green New Deal shenanigans of getting rid of all our vehicles, airplanes, boats, and ships, and all this stupid stuff out there. It's going to cost trillions of dollars, more money than we can even actually have as a planet, to sit there and pay for all these things somehow because she doesn't know math. I don't even know how she was a bartender, by the way, if she can't even sit there and do math. I guess you could serve a beer. There's no thinking involved in that either. But, it's a theme with the Democrat Party. Hiring a bunch of people that don't know what the hell they're doing or talking about. And now we're dealing with this issue here of him having to backpedal on his messaging because he realized that he was wrong for so many years, but he has to appease the woke mob. He has to appease to the Democrat Party and the progressive left, which is why she's going to sit here and go, well, let me be clear on this. I got to talk like this and talk this way without actually basically answering Peter Doocy's question.
That the president did meet with the Alaska delegation last week at the White House. He always appreciates me speaking and meeting with the full delegation to understand what their concerns are. So I'll leave it there. And when it comes to that specific decision, that's something that the Secretary of Interior is going to make. So I'm not going to get ahead of where she's going to be. But the president has met with the delegation, and I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay, and another...
I'm just going to leave it there because, Peter, you completely shellacked me and the president. We don't have a comment. Diversity hire. Exactly what Joe Rogan was talking about. She's not equipped to do this job. Everybody in that room thinks so. And there's some Democrats in there and progressive left. There's obviously conservatives, Republicans in that room as well. They all think that she's not capable of doing this job. They sit there every single day and have to listen to this lady not answer their questions. Can you imagine going to work every day? It's not the only thing they do, right? Some of these people have their own show. Some of them write articles and do all these things. They're hardworking people, and they have to sit there, go through security, right? Sit down, wait for this lady that's late half the time, and never get their questions answered. I mean, to walk in there knowing, why even effing bother asking a question with this diversity hire that's not going to answer it?
Subject. How worried should Americans be about China spying on them here at home?
And what do you mean specifically, Peter?
Well, there were the Chinese spy balloons, and now there are these Chinese spy cranes. The Wall Street Journal is comparing them to Trojan horses in use at 80% of U.S. ports.
Guys, let me know in the live chat right now. I'm in there with you. Do you think she's going to answer it, or do you not think she's going to answer it? So let's just give it a moment here. If you're watching not live right now, but watching later, let me know in the comment section. Do you think she's going to answer it? Or do you think she's going to give some cockamamie response to this whole thing? So answer, cockamamie response, non-answer. I think we know which direction it's going to go.
So let me first say that what the American people could be assured of is that this president is going to protect them and making sure that we put our national security first when it comes to anything that they feel could threaten that. And the president.
You put our national security first. And by the way, if you said that she didn't answer it, you're absolutely correct. Ding, ding, you won. Put our national security first. You literally watched a spy balloon take off from mainland China, fly all the way across the United States, and then you took it out. What are you talking about? You've allowed terrorists to pour across the southern border. And then you had your DHS secretary, Alejandro Mayorkas, go, I don't know where they are, Brett. When he was on Brett Breyer's show at Fox News, he didn't know what was going on with it. He was actually asked Congress the day before, and he still didn't know what was going on with it. He had no response. Oh, there's terrorists? Yes, you knucklehead, there's terrorists pouring across the border. Oh, there's mass amount of fentanyl that's killing Americans, American children, by the way. You have violent gang members coming across the border, sex trafficking. All this stuff is taking place, and she's going to say national security is our number one issue. You've had more people come across the border than any sitting president in American history, lady. In American history, there's more illegal aliens here than like multiple population of our states. I mean, since Joe Biden's been in office, there's more illegal aliens that have poured across the border than the population of 2 of our states. There's over 22 million illegal aliens here right now, presently in the United States. But national security is our number one issue. Yeah, sure.
Has shown that. He's shown that over and over again.
Sure he has.
So on the cranes, don't have any comment on that specific reporting. I would refer you to the Department of Transportation and the Department of Defense, who've been tasked with Congress to study this particular issue. The National Security Council, in close coordination with the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense, Coast Guard, and members of the Intelligence Committee have been actively working to address potential cyber vulnerabilities across the marine transportation system. This includes enhanced coordination across the federal government and engagement with key stakeholders in the maritime industry. And just last month, the administration issued a worldwide maritime port vulnerabilities advisory underscoring the potential threats posed by foreign manufactured port equipment. So again, this is something that the president takes very seriously and will always take action to.
You can't say that he's taking it seriously in your response and then say that you don't have any comment on it. You don't have any answers. That's not very serious then. How serious are you taking something if it keeps happening? I mean, how much are you going to let the Chinese just continually spy on us, whether it's cybersecurity threats, whether it's balloons, or utilizing our cranes over 80% of at least construction or whatever sites Peter Doocy's speaking of here. I'm going to lose it, man. I'm going to lose it with this lady, I'm telling you. It drives me freaking batty.
Make sure we protect our national security.
And if this is a Department of Transportation lead, does Secretary Buttigieg have experience?
It's not just the Department of Transportation. It's also the Department of Defense.
Yeah, and you're the executive branch that's supposedly supposed to protect American citizens, but yet you're going to let the Chinese run roughshod over our entire country, gather whatever intelligence they need. It's, you guys, you know, I try to hold it together here because it is so frustrating. But again, one of the main themes of today's show is just seeing the Biden administration, the Democrat Party, and the push for all this woke ideology, which is also seeped into our military. There's some whistleblowers coming out and just saying how the destruction of the military has been taking place because of this woke ideology, all these diversity stuff they're pushing, diversity, equity, inclusion in our school system, in our military, in our government, just as a whole. I mean, our society is literally crumbling because of this ideology. And that's why you have people like Michael Knowles, the guys from the Daily Wire, Fox News, and others pushing back on this woke ideology because it is destroying our social fabric. Sure, you could tear our social fabric, and over time you can repair and mend that. But once it's totally broken, it's really tough to ever come back from it. And it kind of goes in hand with what Ronald Reagan was talking about, that ultimately our freedoms and our liberties are just one generation away from expiring and never coming back again. And they don't understand this. The Democrat Party doesn't understand this. They think diversity hires are a good way of at least processing, hiring people to do a job of which they're not equipped to actually do. It has nothing to do with race, by the way. It has nothing to do with her being gay or lesbian or whatever she is, trans. I have no idea. I don't care. You're either able to do the job or you're not able to do the job. And I think it's very clear that she was hired, and they've been outspoken about this because she's a woman and a part of the LGBTQ community. This is why she was hired to do this job, and she's just not equipped to do it. You can be pissed all you want. You can call somebody a racist, bigot, sexist, homophobe. She is not good at this. This is literally the worst press secretary we have ever seen. Jen Psaki is better than this lady. She sucks. She should be fired immediately. She is not worth $180,000 a year plus pension and benefits, folks. Not even close. But hey, you know what? She's still getting paid for it. She's still riding that train of suckling at the government's teat, sucking off the taxpayer here, of not actually doing her job and answering people's questions. She could be very clear, but she decides not to be. Either that or she's just trying to mimic the President of the United States about not being clear, fumbling through her words, not having coherent and cognizant thoughts. I can go on forever and rant about this, folks. Hey, make sure you check out our Join tab in the description below, folks. Go ahead and click on that. Again, there's opportunities that arise from that. Check it out. Support the show. Clearly, we need to support getting conservative thought and ideas out there to new viewers who haven't seen our content or our channel. We got an election coming up. We need to build the channel so that when the election comes up, we do have a voice here in the Bald Brad Show to get our thoughts and our opinions out there to new people. Expose the Democrat Party. Expose Joe Biden, which is what we're doing here. That is why we cover so many White House press briefings, to expose their lies so that we can move those independents over to our side, conservative Republican side, and vote for Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis. Somebody great that will make America great again. Put America first, because the Democrat Party is not going to do that. And lastly, make sure you check out our book on Amazon.com. If you go to our website, baldbrad.com, you could pre-order a paperback version today. It comes out March 13th, or you can just buy the ebook and read that today as well. Again, you're supporting a conservative business like myself here at the Bald Brad Show. All your help and support would be greatly appreciated. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.